things came up that were about the years. And I guess he knew I understood it because I had read his book. I mentioned in the obit they wrote there that he had written his own autobiography. It's called Run, Preacher, Run. And in that book, you will find that like many men and women throughout the centuries that have tried to walk and have walked with God, that there were a lot of ups and downs. And those ups and downs that we experience as we walk with God and sometimes walk away from God, those things affect not only us, but affects our families. And so I want to share with you guys that I was able to be a participant in that evolution. I have to tell you right off the bat that when he came to the church, Ezra, he said he was coming here for Ruth Ann. And she was the best of the bunch. I'm telling you, she was the best of the bunch. I like all of you, but she was the best of the bunch. She was some special lady. And she played music for us, was involved with praise and worship and things for several years. And that was exciting. But then we were in Columbia years ago, as I mentioned, and we were sitting and talking about the ups and downs of the years. And reminded me of how all of us and all of our families have things that bring us closer together and things that don't, and how God is always wanting to heal, restore, and bless and renew our lives. Right? And so what happens is the Bible says God puts people in families. And so I just want to say I'm proud of this family. A bunch of you are really serving the Lord. In fact, if you just heard his message, you see that at the end, you heard at the end that he was saying, you need to be born again. You need to be a Christian, right? That was the point. Parenthetically, I want to tell you a story. A few years ago, a man by the name of Charlie Lopinto came to this church. I'll help you understand why I'm sharing this in a minute. He decided to work around the church and help us. And we were always praying because he was getting back right with God. He was trying to get his life straight, and he was married again, and they'd had a baby. But his older kids, were around too, and so he would have us pray. And we prayed one Friday right out there in that parking lot. We prayed on a Friday for his son, his oldest son, who was living with him, and then he went home. When he went home, he found that he had an altercation with his son, and his son hit him with a baseball bat, and Charlie called me on the phone. And he said, my son has hit me with a baseball bat in the leg, and I'm trying to get away. And I said, call 911, Charlie. He says, yes, my wife's calling 911. And while we were talking, the phone went dead. His son had shot him 4 times in the back and killed him. When I arrived, later we had to clean up and help with the building of the house and things like that after the police were finished. And because I was a material witness, because he was on the phone with me, I had to testify when the trial happened months later downtown. And so they called me finally up. They keep you in separate rooms. I went in to testify, and of course I gave the information that the prosecuting attorney wanted me to give. And then the defense attorney with that son is sitting there, and he gets up and he asks me several things. He says, Reverend Corder, don't you believe that people will act fake in front of preachers? I said, well, no. He said, but wouldn't you agree that people would not tell the truth and they would try to make themselves look better than they are in front of their pastor when really they could have been a terrible person? And I said, well, my experience is people tell me their secrets and the truth and the stuff they don't want anybody else to know. And he said, well, wouldn't you believe, Reverend Corder, that people would fabricate all sorts of things about their lives to make them look better. And I said, you mean like defense attorneys? And so all of the jury broke into laughter, you know. Even the judge, and she was great, she just began to laugh because, of course, the onus was on them, right, the issue. So later when we did the funeral, I brought a bullet that I pulled out of the wall at the house, and I said, you know, bullets can be used, and another son was in from Iraq for that. And I said, you know, bullets can be used for good, and they can be used for evil. And here it killed someone in a family, and yet it also can defend us in Iraq or on war, and it can be used for good. And the reason I tell this story is to say this, that I tend to believe that when folks share stuff from their heart, they're trying to be sincere, and they're trying to be right about it with the Lord. Maybe there's some people lying, there probably are, you know. But in truth, what happens, and in general, is there's moments we want to bare our soul. And this is what I'm going to tell you to finish up. We spent many times, but I wasn't there with him as a son. I didn't ask to be his pastor. I'm 62 years old today, by the way. But I didn't ask to be his pastor. But I needed to be. And this is what Ezra Coppin told me the last years of his life. That maybe he hadn't been. He had been the run, preacher, run. Read the book, you'll know what we're talking about. But he wanted all of his family, all of his friends. He wanted everybody to know that perfect, true blessing of God in their lives. He did not want, and I think all of us could agree with that, we don't want our defects to mar or pervert or distort the perfection of the Lord we serve. Can I say it again? We're all imperfect people serving a perfect God. Would you agree with that? We're all imperfect serving a perfect God. And so what I'd like to share with you today is that can we just a little bit, as we have memorials, we have closure times, we have special moments like this. One reason is to encourage ourselves about their lives. Another reason is to help us think and contemplate, meditate, and understand that we're all here for a short period of time. How many of you like me and you know how short time is? Anybody know how quickly it goes? You know what I'm talking about? And yet, this time we have special moments when we can stop and say, you know, I can lighten up a little on all the defects in life, and I can hone in on the positive, the aspects of truth and reality and blessing and not cursing. We can hone in on life and not death. We can enjoy light and not darkness. We can enjoy the moments that heal and restore us all together. And this is what I get from Dr. Ezra Melville Coppin, is that through all the ups and downs, his heart and his mind said, yes, God, I want you to have your